Have you ever felt like the more you grow spiritually, the more distant you become from those around you? This isn't just your imagination, it's a reality that many highly spiritual people face. As you awaken to deeper truths, your perspective on life shifts dramatically. The things that once interested you no longer hold the same appeal, and the conversations that used to engage you now feel shallow. You begin to see the world differently, and this new understanding often sets you apart from others. Spiritual awakening brings with it a heightened sense of awareness. You start to notice things that others overlook, and you begin to feel energies that others are unaware of. This can be both a blessing and a curse. On one hand, you're seeing life in its truest form, free from the illusions that society often imposes. But on the other hand, this new vision can create a rift between you and those who are still caught in the old way of seeing things. This isolation is not just physical, but also emotional and intellectual. You might find that your friends and family don't understand the changes you're going through. They might see your new way of thinking as strange or even threatening. As a result, you may feel like you're on a lonely path, one where you're walking alone with your thoughts and experiences. This isolation can be difficult to bear, especially when it feels like there's no one around who truly understands what you're going through. But it's important to remember that this isolation is a natural part of the spiritual journey. It's a sign that you're moving away from the old and stepping into something new and profound. The journey of spiritual awakening is not just about gaining new insights, it's also about deep, internal transformation. As you begin to awaken spiritually, you are called to look within yourself and confront the aspects of your being that need healing and growth. This is not an easy process. It often involves facing old wounds, childhood traumas, and deeply rooted fears that have been buried within you for years. Inner transformation requires you to strip away the layers of conditioning that have been placed on you by society, family, and even yourself. It's a process of peeling back the layers to reveal the true essence of who you are. This can be a painful and challenging experience, as it forces you to confront the parts of yourself that you may have been avoiding for a long time. The more you dive into this process, the more you begin to realize that the spiritual path is not just about enlightenment, but also about deep personal growth. This transformation can lead to a period of emotional upheaval. You might find yourself experiencing intense emotions that seem to come out of nowhere. These emotions are a result of the old wounds and fears that are being brought to the surface for healing. It's important to allow yourself to feel these emotions fully, without trying to suppress them. They are a natural part of the healing process, and by allowing them to flow, you are creating space for new growth and understanding. As you continue on this path of inner transformation, you may find that your entire worldview begins to change. The things that once seemed important to you may no longer hold the same value. Your priorities shift, and you begin to seek out deeper meaning and purpose in your life. This can be a disorienting experience, as it may feel like the ground beneath you is constantly shifting. But it's also a necessary part of the spiritual journey. Through this process, you are being prepared for a new way of being, one that is more aligned with your true self. With spiritual awakening comes a deep responsibility. As you begin to understand the deeper truths of life, you realize that this knowledge is not just for your own benefit, but also for the benefit of those around you. This understanding brings with it a sense of responsibility that can be both empowering and overwhelming. Knowledge is power, but with that power comes the responsibility to use it wisely. As you awaken, you start to see the world for what it truly is. You see beyond the surface and understand the underlying dynamics that govern the way people behave and the way life unfolds. This insight allows you to navigate life with a greater sense of clarity and purpose. But it also means that you can no longer ignore the injustices and suffering that exist in the world. You feel a deep sense of responsibility to use your knowledge and understanding to make a positive difference. This responsibility can be heavy at times. You may find yourself feeling overwhelmed by the weight of the knowledge you possess. It can be difficult to balance this responsibility with the need for self-care and personal well-being. The more you understand about the nature of reality, the more you realize how interconnected everything is. This awareness can make it challenging to stand by and watch as others continue to live in ignorance or make choices that lead to harm. At the same time, this responsibility also brings with it a sense of purpose. You are no longer just going through the motions of life, you are actively participating in the creation of a better world. This sense of purpose can be incredibly fulfilling, as it gives your life meaning and direction. But it's important to remember that you don't have to carry this responsibility alone. There are others on the same path as you, and together, you can support each other in using your knowledge and understanding to create positive change. As your spiritual awareness deepens, you might notice that you've become increasingly sensitive to the energies around you. This heightened sensitivity is both a gift and a challenge. On one hand, it allows you to connect more deeply with the world and the people around you. You can sense emotions, thoughts, and even the unspoken intentions of others with remarkable clarity. This ability can be incredibly insightful, giving you an edge in understanding and navigating the complexities of human interactions. However, this sensitivity also comes with a significant burden. Being constantly attuned to the energies of others can be overwhelming, especially in environments where there is a lot of negative or chaotic energy. You may find yourself feeling drained or exhausted after spending time in crowded places or around people who are emotionally turbulent. The energy of others can easily seep into your own field, affecting your mood, thoughts, and even your physical well-being. This burden of sensitivity requires you to be mindful of your environment and the people you interact with. It becomes essential to protect your energy and set boundaries to ensure that you are not constantly absorbing the energies of others. This might mean spending more time alone or in nature, where you can recharge and reconnect with your own energy. It also means being selective about who you allow into your inner circle, surrounding yourself with people who uplift and support your spiritual journey. This heightened sensitivity can also make it difficult to function in the same way you did before your spiritual awakening. Tasks that were once simple, like going to the grocery store or attending social events, can become overwhelming as you become more aware of the energies around you. This can lead to feelings of isolation or frustration as you struggle to balance your sensitivity with the demands of everyday life. But it's important to remember that this sensitivity is also a powerful tool for your spiritual growth. By learning to manage and harness this gift, you can use it to navigate your path with greater clarity and purpose. One of the most profound and painful aspects of the spiritual journey is the impact it has on your relationships. As you grow spiritually, you may find that your relationships begin to change in ways you didn't expect. People who were once close to you may start to drift away, or you may find that you no longer resonate with the same friends and family members as before. This can be a difficult and heart-wrenching experience, as it often feels like you're losing the people you care about just when you need them the most. This shift in relationships happens because your vibrational frequency is changing. As you awaken and raise your consciousness, the energy you emit changes as well. People who are not on the same spiritual path may find it difficult to relate to you, and the connection that once existed may begin to weaken. This can lead to feelings of loneliness and isolation, as you find yourself on a different wavelength from those around you. The sacrifice of relationships is not always about people leaving your life. Sometimes, it's about you having to make the difficult decision to distance yourself from those who are no longer aligned with your spiritual growth. This can be especially challenging when it involves close family members or longtime friends. The decision to step back from these relationships often comes from a place of self-preservation, as you recognize that continuing to engage with certain people may hinder your spiritual progress or drain your energy. While this process can be incredibly painful, it's also a necessary part of the spiritual journey. As you let go of relationships that no longer serve your highest good, you create space for new connections that are more aligned with your spiritual path. These new relationships may not come immediately, and there may be a period of loneliness as you adjust to the changes. But over time, you will find that the people who come into your life are those who truly resonate with your soul and support your growth. With the rapid changes that come with spiritual growth, one of the biggest challenges is staying grounded. As you explore higher states of consciousness and connect with spiritual realms, it's easy to lose touch with the physical world. This can lead to feelings of disconnection, where you find it difficult to engage with the day-to-day aspects of life. Maintaining grounding is essential for balancing your spiritual and physical experiences. Without grounding, you may find yourself feeling spaced out, unmotivated, or even anxious as you navigate between the spiritual and material worlds. It's important to remember that while spiritual growth is crucial, so is your connection to the earth and the physical plane. Grounding practices, such as meditation, spending time in nature, and engaging in physical activities, can help you stay connected to the present moment. These practices bring your awareness back to your body and the physical sensations that anchor you to the earth. They also help you process the spiritual insights you gain, allowing you to integrate them into your everyday life in a practical and meaningful way. Another aspect of grounding is maintaining balance in your life. It's easy to get caught up in the pursuit of spiritual knowledge and neglect the more mundane aspects of life, such as work, relationships, and self-care. However, true spiritual growth involves integrating your higher consciousness with your everyday existence. This means finding a way to honor both your spiritual and physical needs, creating a life that is both spiritually fulfilling and grounded in reality. Staying grounded also helps you manage the intense energy shifts that often accompany spiritual awakening. These shifts can sometimes feel overwhelming, as your body and mind adjust to new levels of awareness. Grounding practices provide a stabilizing force, helping you navigate these changes with greater ease and resilience. By staying grounded, you ensure that your spiritual journey is not just a journey of the mind and spirit, but also one that is fully embodied and integrated into the fabric of your life. As you continue on your spiritual journey, you may find that the sense of loneliness deepens. This is not just the physical loneliness that comes from being distanced from others, but a profound, existential loneliness that arises from walking a path few understand. The spiritual path is often solitary because it requires you to delve deep into your own soul, to question everything you've ever known, and to embrace truths that can be both liberating and isolating. This loneliness is a natural part of the spiritual journey. As you awaken to higher truths, you start to see the world and life in a way that is vastly different from the mainstream perspective. The things that once mattered to you, career, material success, social status, may begin to lose their significance. Instead, you find yourself seeking deeper meaning and purpose, which can set you apart from those around you. The loneliness you feel is not just about being physically alone, it's about the realization that you are on a unique path, one that is often misunderstood by others. This can be a painful realization, especially when you long for connection and understanding. However, this loneliness is also a powerful tool for growth. It pushes you to go within, to find strength and comfort in your own company, and to develop a deep relationship with your higher self. Over time, this loneliness can lead to a deeper connection with the divine. As you turn inward, you begin to cultivate a relationship with the higher power that guides your journey. This connection provides a sense of comfort and companionship, even in the absence of physical relationships. It reminds you that, while your path may be solitary, you are never truly alone. Finding relationships that resonate with your spiritual path is not something that happens overnight. As you grow spiritually, your vibrational frequency changes, and this means that the type of relationships you attract will also change. The people who once fit perfectly into your life may no longer align with your new way of being. This can lead to a period of waiting, where it feels like the right relationships are just out of reach. This waiting period requires a great deal of patience. It can be frustrating to feel ready for deep, meaningful connections, only to find that they are slow to manifest. But this patience is essential because it allows the universe to align the right circumstances for you to meet people who truly resonate with your soul. Rushing into relationships that aren't aligned with your spiritual path can lead to imbalance and dissatisfaction, so it's crucial to trust the timing of your life. During this waiting period, it's important to focus on your own growth and development. Use this time to deepen your connection with yourself and the divine. Engage in practices that nurture your soul, such as meditation, journaling, or spending time in nature. By focusing on your own journey, you create a strong foundation that will attract the right relationships when the time is right. It's also important to remember that the universe is working behind the scenes, preparing not only you but also the people who will come into your life. This process of mutual preparation ensures that when you do meet these people, the connection will be deep, meaningful, and aligned with your highest good. Trust that the waiting is not in vain, but a necessary step in the unfolding of your spiritual journey. The burden of past wounds. For many highly spiritual people, the journey to awakening is not without its scars. Past wounds, whether from relationships, childhood experiences, or life's challenges, often resurface during spiritual growth. These wounds can be deep and painful, and they carry a significant emotional burden that can be difficult to release. Healing these wounds is an essential part of the spiritual journey. As you awaken, you are called to confront these past traumas and bring them to the surface for healing. This process can be incredibly challenging, as it requires you to face the pain you may have buried for years. It's not uncommon for old memories, emotions, and fears to resurface, sometimes with an intensity that can be overwhelming. However, this process of confronting and healing past wounds is crucial for your spiritual growth. These wounds are often the source of limiting beliefs, fears, and patterns that hold you back from fully embracing your spiritual path. By bringing them to the surface and allowing them to heal, you free yourself from the emotional baggage that weighs you down. Healing is not a linear process, and it can take time. It's important to be patient with yourself and to allow the healing to unfold at its own pace. This might involve therapy, spiritual practices, or simply giving yourself the time and space to process your emotions. Remember that each wound you heal brings you closer to your true self and allows you to step more fully into your spiritual power. The spiritual journey is a path of immense growth, transformation, and ultimately, liberation. But it is not without its challenges. The high price that highly spiritual people pay is a testament to the depth and intensity of this journey. From the isolation that comes with awakening to the burden of sensitivity, the sacrifice of relationships, and the challenge of maintaining grounding, every aspect of this path requires courage and resilience. The loneliness that accompanies spiritual growth is perhaps one of the most difficult challenges to bear. Yet, it is in this solitude that you find your strength, your connection to the divine, and your true essence. The waiting period for relationships that resonate with your soul teaches you patience and trust in the universe's timing. And the process of healing past wounds is a crucial step towards freeing yourself from the pain of the past and stepping into the fullness of your spiritual power. As you navigate these challenges, remember that they are not obstacles but opportunities for profound growth. Each challenge you face brings you closer to your true self and your purpose. The high price of spirituality is indeed steep, but the rewards are immeasurable. You are on a path that few dare to walk, and the depth of your journey is a testament to your strength and commitment to your spiritual evolution. While the journey may be solitary at times, you are never truly alone. You are part of a greater tapestry of souls who are also walking this path, each contributing to the collective awakening of humanity. Embrace the challenges, trust the process, and know that every step you take is leading you closer to the light.